All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. So we're gonna talk about trades that we did today.
Hi, thanks for watching my video. My name is Andrew Aziz and I'm the author of How to Day Trade for a Living. In this channel, I'm showing my daily trades on the US stock market. I hope that you enjoy the videos. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching and welcome to my channel.
It was a really amazing day. I had two trades on TQQQ and Tesla, and both of them very profitable. And as a matter of fact, I still have 5,000 shares of TQQQ left. So looking forward to see if we can get. I think Qs are gonna stay green and might actually be a trending day going up. So I might hold this TQQQ, see if we can continue. The process is going a little bit higher. But let's look at it for now. $7,000 realized the P&L. Let's see. What was the trade? So the first trade with Tesla was a 1 minute opinion range breakdown. And what I noticed on Tesla was that at the open, popped up a few minutes before the open, but at the open rejected this 243.58, came down, and I saw a huge bid sitting at 242. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to take the screenshot on that, but I saw that huge bid, and obviously the 1 minute candlestick was red. I did a small pullback. I went short right at 243. And my stop loss in this case was the high of the day, even though it was above the VWAP, and I really don't like to take the opening range breakdown above the VWAP, but seeing that really big bid at 242 convinced me to go short. And as you see, the rest is history. So broke down to 242, it started partialing 242, 241, 240, 239, all the way up to the low of the day, which was the 238.31, partialed out, and it came back up above the VWAP, did a really nice ABCD pattern, and eventually got stopped out the last piece around here. So what you could do, you could potentially look at it as an ABCD pattern, bull flag above the VWAP, and take another long for the break of high of the day as well. But I didn't take that trade because I was very happy and satisfied with the trade that I did. On a 5 minute chart, it really didn't become a bullish engulfing because this sell-off was so significant that it didn't become really a bullish engulfing. But a lot of stocks did, like for example NVIDIA. I know Brian and many people in the chat room took that trade. So sell off and then suddenly a bullish engulfing pattern showed up. Let me show you on 5 minute chart. So that is a very bullish pattern. So you sell off at the level, and then suddenly a bullish candlestick shows up that actually is bigger than the bearish candlestick. So that is a very powerful bullish pattern. So you could go long here for bullish engulfing, which is kind of also a 5 minute open range breakup. So this is a very powerful trade, and then all the way up to I think that's the trade that Brian did. I think Brian, you got at around 414.30 or something like that.
Yeah, for 414ish.
Yeah, 414 you popped up, and all the way up to 424.64, which is the high of the day. A lot of the traders in our community took that trade. I saw them strengthen the market coming. I know Brian took that NVIDIA. Obviously NVIDIA was very volatile, from -1% went up to +2%. So it was this is a very strong 3% move that Brian got. I took that trade with TQQ. So what I did was that I noticed that the market is showing a strength. I looked at the QQQ. So this is exactly the same reversal pattern that I was talking about. So a bearish candlestick, doji showed up, and suddenly a huge bullish candlestick showed up, and then this is showing the very strong move. Even though we had some resistances up there, I thought that because this squeeze is very strong, I'm going to take that trade. So there are a couple of ways that you can take that trade. You can just buy the QQQ, or you can go with the leverage product of that, which is called TQQ, which is the exact move. And as you see, that's exactly the moment that I took that trade. So what's the strategy? It would have been a 5 minute open range breakup, but also can be a bullish engulfing. I went long at 35.25, and as you see, all the way up to 35.80, which is in 5 minute chart. There's also a very important resistance here in this moving average that I got partialed out. So looking at a 1 minute to look at exactly for my entry here. So as you see, huge candlestick. This is that bullish candlestick that I'm looking for. This is the squeeze candlestick. This is very important. I didn't go long here, and this pullback I went long. Where was my stop loss? The risk to reward is very important. Stop loss at 35.20, as I mentioned to the community. So that's a really good risk, and then potentially reward here and above the previous day close, as you see. And I still have more than 50% of my shares here. Still, as you see here, you can go. I think that QQQ is going to go higher. So, I'm already, at a very nice 3-to-1 risk to reward already. That was a very nice trade that I did. So yeah, that was essentially the only two trades that I took. But the community. So again, looking at the realized PNL 7,300, and I still hold this TQQ because I think Q's very likely to continue going higher. If not, I'm going to get stopped out for the rest of it, or maybe I'll just partial out. Let's see what is going to happen. So the community traded very nicely. So Amazon trade, but let's show a couple of trades by the community. So this is Paris trade on Amazon. Obviously, as you see, there was a sell-off at the open, and then a lot of people like Brian took the NVDA, I took the TQQ. This is exactly the same time. I think Paris is trading based on the order flow. You have a long at 129, beautiful move up all the way up. I'm surprised that Paris didn't add that 129.70 here. I'm very surprised. He usually adds really nicely in these pullbacks. Maybe he can explain himself. And continuing partialing all the way up to 134. This is a very, very, very nice add on that. So what else we traded? Jared traded Tesla as well, but completely different. So this is also very important, guys, to remember that two traders in the community trade something completely different and both make money. So this is the place that I shorted out up there on Tesla. We got really nice disrupt with many of people in community. Jared, on the other hand, he was long in the pre-market, probably is a stop loss from here. He took the right in the pre-market, and then he got it stopped out pretty much exactly the time that we were shorting it. So that's amazing. You see two professional traders trade something completely in the opposite direction, and both of them make money. So that shows that the direction of the trade is not that important. The trade management and your thought behind the price action and understanding the price action is way more important than what you trade and the direction that you're trading. And obviously, we had a lot of good trading, but also, as you see here, we had a trade by Thor as well. So see, very nice. He's really good at buying in this support level. So it's support at S4. You buy that, and the partial. I entered here TQQ, but he was way long before me. So it's amazing that how he reads the price action based on S4 and pivot points that he trades, and is partialing out over there. So I see John also just shared one trade as well, and NVIDIA. That's, I think, very similar to trades that Brian did as well. Take a look at his trade as well. There you go. So as you see, this is exactly the break of high of the day that John trades, which also becomes bullish engulfing 416 all the way up to 424. So John doesn't get a FOMO. He's sticking actually to his strategy, which is the break of high of the day. Even though Brian entered a little bit earlier here, just right at the VWAP, John waited until his pattern and his trade book actually shows up, which shows perfectly. So very amazingly, very nicely. So Brian, I know, so I've explained your NVIDIA trades. Is there any other trade that you'd like to talk about?
No, I think the NVIDIA trade was the best one. I shorted Tesla with you and got a nice little move out of it.
That you got here.
Yeah, and then I got in there around just as it started to break through the VWAP around just under 414. So yeah, just nice continuation move up from there.
Amazing.
But I've been watching. Yeah.
Awesome.
Really good.
So what we see here in trading terminal, let's take a look at the trading terminal. I want to see actually what the my browser is acting funny. So I want to see what the trading terminal doing here. So what we are seeing here in the trading terminal is that the sector performance, the utilities are the weakest. That's why Dow Jones is down, and energy, material, and consumer discretionary are kind of flat. Everything else is kind of showing the weakness right now for today. Market has been weak in the last week. So in the 1 week, as you see here, if you see the 1 week, IWM 5% down, Qs 3%, Dow Jones 2%, SPY 3%. In the 3 months, market hasn't give us anything. He just had a massive run up until the August and then come down in September. September, generally, historically, they say it's a weak month. And let's see what we're going to do. Year to date, I think there's likely that the S&P 500 is just giving 10-15%. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if for the whole year, market is just giving 10-15% return or something like that. So going up and down on that. And the 5-year return of the whole return of the indexes are horrible. Like IWM 4%, Dow Jones 28%, SPY 50%, and Q's 92%. Inflation adjusted, you know, if average of 4% the inflation you see in the last 5 years, you see IWM is minus 20%. It's just pathetic, a very, very, very disastrous return, and everything it comes down. So essentially, if you spend your money on IWM, you lost 20% of your money in the 5 years. If you adjust this for inflation, it's just absolutely garbage. Anyways, so that's it. So, you know, financial market is like that. You know, you have the stomach, a big volatility going up and down, and you know, at the end of the day, people look at this chart and say, wow, if I buy 10,000 shares here and sell it here, I would have made this amount of money. But in reality, you never get the bottom, you never get the top, and you always have to ride this volatility. And at the end, financial market, you know, if you can get 7-8% consistently, you're really, really lucky. So don't get fooled by these massive runs. You know, it's just financial market, and plus you have to stomach the volatility when you're into the financial market. That's why real estate is such a good investment, and a lot of people are having fun with it. It's just because there's no volatility in there. People don't look at the prices of the houses every day, and you know, big volatility up and down, and you're on leverage. So that's why real estate is such a you know, attractive investment. So somebody is asking about you know, the chat room that about the partials. So my partials are all 10% at the first R. So for example, here is that when I went long TQQ, my stop loss was 20 cents, and I tried to get the starting partialing at the first 20 cents that I'm getting. So when you're putting the 20 cents stop loss, so I start partialing 10% at the, you know, each R that I'm getting. That's so essentially you want to have your risk to reward to be at least 1-to-1 when you take the first partial. All right, guys, so new week, we're gonna have so much trading fun here this week, I hope, and I guarantee, you know, market volatility is still amazing, especially when you're getting into the period of you know, interest rate hikes and uncertainty in the investors. You get the really nice volatility. Tesla itself, I think, sold off like 10% from 275 to 240. How much is that? Even more than that, 10-15% drop on Tesla in the last week. So that's really great trading opportunity. Have a good day, guys. And tonight is the onboarding session, guys, for those of you who are new to the community and you want to get an idea of what our community is and how you can actually benefit from it. And yeah, we have the webinars going this week. See you in the chat room, guys. Ciao.